I will make this episode now by beginning to make every cocktail in history, because frankly, once you were outside of the Iron Curtain, that's the drinks of the Western powers. It's every cocktail in history. As I mentioned in the previous part of the series, cocktails of the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union is a weird walled garden because of a lot of reasons. The Iron Curtain, right? Like a lack of communication, a lack of importation from the West, right? They couldn't get the goods, they couldn't get the culture, the literature, all of those things. And yet there was a real hunger amongst at least a certain part of the populace for what they couldn't have. And so you ended up with this petri dish where a sort of new, unique cocktail branch kind of happened. You don't really find a lot of that elsewhere in the world because the US was really good at exporting cocktails. In point of fact, actually, I tell the story in that episode of like the Soviet Union's first barman, and the whole reason he ends up inventing these cocktails that sort of become the bedrock, as far as I can tell, of Soviet mixology is because he had once read some writing of Hemingway's and fell in love with the idea of a daiquiri. That one insert into the Soviet Union is where all the cocktails kind of blossom from. So it's almost like in Australia, where the evolutionary tree in Australia is weird. Marsupials, platypuses, you got crazy things going on down there, and it's because it broke away from Pangea early. Oh God, I'm gonna get canceled by the flat earthers and the young earth creationists. They're coming for me now. Ah!